All right, we're headed out of Orofino and headed towards Pierce, Idaho. All right, I just stopped for a second to let someone pass. Still heading to Pierce. It's like 30 miles, but it takes an hour because it's 35 miles an hour. So this is the French Mountain Road. It's not bad. There's a few spots, you know, a few places here and there where there's some potholes, but they aren't bad. But it is kind of windy and slow going in the motorhome. This road goes up a hill and a pass, and then it drops down into the North Fork of the Clearwater River Valley above like the Dworshak Reservoir. It's about an hour. It would probably take me an hour and a half to drive it in this thing, maybe more. I'm not gonna take the motorhome all the way up there because it's on gravel roads and they can be pretty awful. I think is pavement most of the way, all the way to French Mountain. So all the way to the Bungalow Ranger Station. So I'm just gonna drive to the Bungalow. Let's just say it's May 13th. Probably close to that. It's tough to get up here. The road's gotten wider. Starting to see more snow. So we're at the top of French Mountain. It's 4,500 feet. I only saw one car so far. Yeah, North Fork, the Clearwater 20, that sounds about right. Oh shit, I hit a tree. So, well, now we go down. This valley we're going down into, there's nothing beyond. We just left civilization, or out here, it's just, you're out by yourself, really. Very remote, very beautiful. But in 1910 there was a fire that burned most all of this, and there are a few sections I think hidden away where there's some old growth, maybe, if they haven't chopped it down. You can still see the remnants of the trees that were burnt, like huge cedars and things like that. So I was wrong. I thought this was paved all the way down to the Bungalow, but 11 miles out we turned to gravel. So I find that, you know, even when you try not to, you still end up driving in gravel. It's only 11 miles. The nice thing is there's no traffic. Well, at least it's pretty. Woo! That wasn't good. Look at that dirt back there. So I don't have the greatest view. There's an area over there that I wanted to go to, but I decided to give them their space and I could have my own space. But that's the North Fork of the Clearwater River, and you can't see it, but the mouth of the mouth of the Oro Grande River flows right there. And so outside all you hear is the sound of rushing water. I mean, but yeah, I got my own little camp here. I am close to the road, but it's so early in the season that nobody's even here, except for the people I'm camped next to. We're probably the only people. There's not very many people down here. Tomorrow I'll probably drive towards Kelly Forks and up Moose Creek and see what I see. But today I'm just gonna chill around here. I feel safe leaving the motorhome. I just doubt anyone's gonna mess with my stuff. Plus there's people like not too far away, and this is kind of a major area, so anyone could drive by, you know, or see. And I'm so close to the road that I'm pretty visible, so I kind of like that too. It has its weaknesses and its strengths. So this is my camp. There's like no one up here right now, even though I'm close to the main road. I've been here for a couple hours now and nobody's even driven by, except for when I first got here. A bunch of quads or side-by-sides took off. They were staying on the other side of the Oro Grande where I wanted to stay. But this is cool, I like it. All right, it's Wednesday morning and I'm gonna I don't know how far I'll get, if I'll run into there are avalanches that happen during the winter. There's snow avalanches, and even though it's melting right now, if there's enough accumulation, it'll take all summer to melt. And so there's elk that winter down by the Kelly Forks area. There's a bunch of meadows and things, and so it'll be interesting to see. I guess I need to buckle my seatbelt. All right, I'm probably like 15 miles from camp, but I had to pee. I just pulled into the first place I found, which is like a nice little camping area. I didn't pull the motorhome down here because I didn't want to beat it up on the roads. You can still see there's snow up there, way up there. There's a lot of these like little camps and things. Some are like this where they have a billboard. See, there's a bathroom and a billboard. But some are like actual kind of campgrounds, and then some are just like pullouts. Some I couldn't get down, some I could with the random pullouts. Really though, before I were to drive my motorhome, I'd probably want to explore like I am and then find a spot and move it, and who knows, you know, I might do that. But I like where I'm at despite not being able to see the river and kind of being close to the road. That's the other thing, is it's early in the season, and the road hasn't been, usually they go with a grader and clean it up a little bit. But being here reminds me that there really is no better place on earth. I don't think. I've tried to find it, but there's nothing else that exists like this. They're really lazy, so they'll just run down the road if you let them. But so you kind of want to let them go up there, and then hopefully they get around the corner and get off the road. You don't want to run them to death either. So I ran into some guys with a cat, and they were clearing some avalanches. And I talked to them, and they were saying that I should be able to get all the way to camp through Moose Creek. He had just cleared it, so I guess good timing, right? That I'm able to get, I think Black Canyon, I think he was saying there was, that it might be open. And then Deception Saddle, I think you can get up there. But yeah, that's kind of the state of things. He said that you can't get to Superior, but you can get maybe close to Hoodoo Pass or in that valley, I don't know. So once we passed the ranger station, which was a little ways back there, I don't know if I filmed it, but the Kelly Creek ranger station. This is the Kelly Creek. It is high. It is raging. I'm more familiar with its behavior than I am downstream. Although downstream where I'm at, there's usually some sandbars and things where you can get down to the water. Same here. So what you're seeing is just crazy flooding. Well, not crazy, but this is Kelly Forks, and that's the Moose Creek here. That goes to airstrip, Coyote Landing. You have to go over a big pass, and then you drop down into a valley the other side. If you keep driving, there's a road that'll take you to Highway 12, somewhere around the Lolo Pass, maybe an hour south of it or more. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I drove out there. Guaranteed unpassable right now. Guaranteed. No way. That's such a primitive road. So this is Moose Creek here. That's just so nice right now. This is like a golden time to be here in terms of weather, and because weather usually isn't this nice or this warm, and also this time of year is when I think it's the prettiest. Everything is starting to turn green, and there's this area here is we're starting to head to colder weather. Hoosier. But yeah, we're almost there. Probably 3 miles, 4 miles. All right, we are coming up on the left-hand turn to camp, and then this is the turn. Oh, this used to be a low water crossing, but they put a bridge in. Because the low water crossing was becoming impassable for vehicles, I guess. I don't know. And they didn't like us digging it out. Well, that's new. They used to be not all covered like that. Nor that. But it's good for the river to... And then that used to be a camp, and it's all overgrown. Holy shit. It looks pretty much the same. I'm gonna drive through this way. I don't know if I can get my motorhome in here without cleaning some shit up. Damn, it's like no one's been here at all. A tree fell over. Damn, that tree just fell over. I guess it was dead. So there used to be rock walls here, and the Forest Service, they were here before we were. Miners who had this before us. Anyways, this whole area had rock work, all kinds of beautiful rock work everywhere, and the Forest Service told us to tear it all out, even though it had been there for 40 or probably 50, 60 years, saying that it needs to be returned, and except for historical stuff. And I'm like, well, how long before it's historical, and why is it our responsibility? The Forest Service allowed it at one point, and now they're not, and we have to incur the cost. That's bullshit. So they fuck with us a lot. That Native American was with them. That tree is getting bigger. That one there. I think it's the biggest one in camp. Like I said, this whole forest burned down in 1910, but there are areas of old growth, and like I saw some pretty big cedars driving in on that Oro Grande Creek. I hope I'm saying that right. The Moose Creek comes up this way into this valley, and then there was some trees that have been down, so we'll see if we can keep driving. See if I can move that. Okay, well here is another one. That one I might not be able to move. God, I should have brought this chainsaw next. We can go that way. This used to be a road out here, and the river's taking it over. But yeah, this is bad. This used to be a road. Oh, there's a obstacle. Oh, I ain't getting through there. I guess I can go back up and try to move that log. So this is from the 1910 fire. You can see there's a stump there, and then this is an old cedar, it looks like, and one night next to it looked like it had been chopped or something. But so this isn't a old growth forest, but it is a primary forest in the sense that it all burned and then it all came back without the help of deplanting trees and shit like they do when they log. So I think it's healthier, maybe, I don't know, but it has a lot of way to go to protect itself from fire. It has to get older. I hope it makes it. I love this place. I hope it's protected. And I mean, I did come out here as a miner, you know, and I still advocate for people's right to do that, but I also understand how special this place is.
But
overgrown. So I think I think I'm gonna drive up to Deception Saddle. It's only 5 miles, and then I'm gonna go back to camp over at the bungalow. And it's probably a 45-minute drive. That's what it probably took me to get out here. It's still early in the season, so the condition of the road is unpredictable. So I think I'm gonna go to a lookout, take some pictures, and then on Deception Saddle, and then I'm gonna go up Hoodoo as far as I can, and then go back to camp. So we're a few miles from up the hill towards Deception Saddle. So he was right. You can go to the top of Deception Saddle. I thought there would be snow up here, but maybe he meant going down the other side. I don't see any snow. Well, let's go down to the bottom and see if we can see into that swamp that's down there. It's probably flooded, but moose like to hang out down there. And it's not very far, so. And with all the trees growing in, it's not so scary anymore driving this. Oh, I think I spoke too soon. That's probably a new rock. So I can drive back to Kelly Forks through Black Canyon, maybe. I wasn't listening very well. I'm gonna try it. It's faster. Maybe faster. But I'm gonna drive over here and see if we can see any mooses. It's still early in the year. They're probably not using this area. This part of the road fucking sucks. It's straight. You would think it would be nice, but you get going really fast, and then the entire road, there's nowhere to go. It just turns to total dog shit, like around a corner. You have to be careful. Let's see. Do we see any mooses? Any animals? Animables? Oh, beavers must have created that. Alright, so we just started climbing Hoodoo Pass. My understanding is you can't get any farther until about the pavement ends, but I've already started to see snow on the roadway. But we'll see. If they had to leave them for the winter. Hey, maybe we'll make it to the top. So, I spoke too soon. And I'm not the only one.
gonna stay here and just lay down with me. Close your eyes and you see all these stars just fall. Hold my hands, don't let me go. You have not been here before. Are you ready to explore? 'Cause I'm ready, ready. Trust me and don't be afraid. We're about to fly away. There's no limits for the night. So let's go high to the sky. Let go of the face you have. Shake it off and lose your mind. There's no limits for the night. So let's go high.
There's old growth here too, in places. Just up here, actually right in here. See, this is a section of old growth right down in here. Before this, never been to whatever. What is that called? Cedars Campground. It says a half a mile. I'm gonna go. So this is the North Fork here. I didn't know it comes in, and then Long Creek dumps in right there. Interesting. Huh. I wonder what the weight rating is on this bridge. Doesn't say, does it? Five links. That way. So this is the Cedars Campground. You can tell there's some big ass trees here. Get the map later. This would be a cool campground. Still driving back on that Cedar Road, Cedar Campground Road. There is a lot of old growth out here. It may end at the end of this mile-long road, but I'm gonna go. This road goes by that Cedars camp and then ends, and there's a trail, but yeah, this is. See that. Well, I drove to the end of this road by the Cedars Campground. It looks like no Jeeps, But I guess you could take a side-by-side maybe. Cedars can't, so I drove 1 mile. Deception Trail, Road 250, 2.5 miles. Deception Point, 12. So this looks like it just goes out to 250 at some point. Wonder how it crosses the river. We're gonna go to Black Canyon. I think it's blocked, but we'll see. See, these are the kinds of rock slide areas and shit like that. Way down on this one, talking about river. That's where, so far away, so far away. So I found some old growth here in this little campsite. Holy crap. You know, traveling around the country and looking at the health of the forest has really taught me a lot about where the magic is. This is magic right here. So I am, look at this. Look at this monster. For this area, these are monsters. They're not, so the like the west facing side of the mountains and on the Rockies, there's like a dry space after the Cascades, and then but it's mostly snow fed in this area. So whereas like out there it's rain and maybe snow, but mostly probably rain. And the trees I think grow faster. That's probably why they do so much logging out there. But out here, if you see a big tree, it's probably even older than a big tree you see. I don't know that for sure, but that's what I gather. They do grow more the bigger they get. So the bigger they get, the more they put on more, the more carbon they suck up, and carbon is what makes them. That's what creates something out of nothing. And soil, the lifeblood of humanity. I guess I never knew this whole area in Black Canyon was old growth. Look at that. Look at these big trees, these huge cedars. I've been through here many times. I just never realized how special, because I didn't know the difference between old growth and new growth, you know, or like a primary forest, which is what I'm arguing a lot of this is. That is an old growth. But yeah, I just never knew this was old growth in here. There's another like little camping area. Probably couldn't get down there with my rig, but I'm sure there are plenty of places that I can. It's just driving out here, you know. This road is awful. They might fix it later, but ice for sale at Kelly Forks Work Center. Huh. It might be nice. $15. Park in here. My motorhome definitely could come in here. I don't know, like, I could park there. It'd be nice to be next to the river. Oh, look, firewood. And old growth. They have a creekside spot there. Nobody here. It's so hard to get in here. That's why no one's here. But that's also why it's so cool. So, gotta take the good with the bad. It is warm, man. 71 degrees for up here. It's crazy. I hope it cools down. I hope this isn't usual. I hope I'm just in this Goldilocks zone of so anyways, this is that campground. I just pretty much drove to it all the way, and I remember there being a fire here 10-20 years ago, and I think that is the maybe it hasn't been that long, 5-10 years ago. That's the consequences of it. You can see a lot of burnt. There's some burnt areas too over on your way to Pierce. Sometimes the trees will all be torn down but not burnt, and those are tornadoes. I believe there every once in a while a tornado will just take out a whole entire hillside. It's crazy, especially these little twigs. So I'm still on this Black Canyon Road, still following old growth. I cannot believe that this was always here, and I just never appreciated it. Because I think I was more about the going up mountains and things and seeing mountains, and now I'm like more into the trees, and which means I'm a valley guy. Being that I have to do treatment, it's probably a good thing, because I don't do very well hiking. Sometimes up steep hills, it's hit or miss for me whether I can do it or not. Sometimes I don't know. Oof. Dude, this is really muddy. While I love my Jeep and love challenging it, I think I'm just gonna stop and get out, and then when I leave, I'm gonna back up and not go any farther. This wouldn't be a bad little area to camp if I think it'll dry out eventually. I think I could maybe get in here. It's a little tight, but there were other camping areas too. But God, I mean, look at some of these monsters. I don't know what that is. Must be a hunting thing. Can't believe they carved something into a tree. It looks like, kind of. Ooh, look at you. You're a big guy. Fucking cold. Yeah, I burned all of that. So sad. I mean, what a beautiful fucking sight. Can you fucking imagine this? Why I go anywhere else? I don't know. I guess it's good to... You can't have too much heaven without a little hell, right? Or something like that. Maybe not in those terms. But it's just 15 miles of old growth, potentially. Although the other side of the river burned at one point, but there's still some big trees over there. in places where it didn't burn. So these guys, when they get really big like this, they create a network of tubules through fungus creates a network of tubules that connects all the trees and plants together. So when you destroy old growth, you also destroy those fungal networks, and they actually use them to share resources. So while they'll prioritize their own offspring, they will also support other things that have, it may help with their overall environment, but they'll give nutrients and extra things that maybe it has to the other things around it. So if you want to keep forests green and healthy and disease, and the other thing is disease, they can communicate with each other when they have these fungal networks. And so when they hear about disease happening in their local area, they can adapt. They have time to adapt and develop a resistance. But when you destroy, that's why thinning is better, because the new trees will connect with the old trees, and it won't be as impactful. We do need wood. Wood is better than steel, because steel requires a lot of energy to make. And so, wood is kind of a carbon, but you cut too much wood down, and then they grow. As they get bigger, each year they put on more and more girth. So when you cut small ones down, you're kind of like, you want to wait until they get big, and then, but maybe before they get big, maybe you take one big one, and then the rest medium, and you kind of just thin it out to keep it healthy. Like, the goal should be kind of like a garden. Like, yeah, harvest the garden, but don't fucking turn it into a corporate, manufacturing plant of some kind. Like, that's kind of what they've done. All right, I took the Freedom top off, so you can enjoy the ride a little more. Hopefully they don't scratch each other.
Why keep you hiding where the sun is dark? It's undefined, want to know where you are. Why keep you hiding where the sun is dark? The sun is dark. Why keep you hiding where the sun is dark? It's undefined, want to know where you are. Why keep you hiding where the sun is dark? The sun is dark.
Like the pain, and my best friend, scandal.
So I have been noticing kind of a disappearance of old growth. They're probably about 4 miles of the or I would say 10 of the 15 miles was probably old growth. There might be more ahead. This is where the slide, the avalanche, the snow avalanche always comes down every year. There must have been one here at some point, but it must not have been too bad. Yeah. There are more than one rock slide, so I don't really know how far I've driven at this point. I've kind of lost track, so I'm thinking it looks familiar. We came up here in college with a bunch of friends and hiked up on top, threw snowballs at each other. It was fun, but we couldn't get any farther than that. All right, I just come out the Black Canyon Road. So I was probably right. Old growth is the majority of it. At least 10 miles, maybe more. At least along the roadside. This is the Kelly Forks workstation. It's kind of looked like this forever. Sometimes there's more trailers, sometimes there's less. In the past. Although it seems like more solid structures. I don't know if it's open right now. Rangers, that's the ranger station. You can go inside. They look kind of closed. I'll come back later. There's a deer. So I got back to camp. So I'm right there or something. And that's where I wanted to camp, but you can see there's quite a few people over there. Reminds me of Jurassic Park. Trying to get out of here. The Jack's alarm wouldn't go off. I know it's been an issue. Usually it just is triggered when I hit a bump or something once in a while. I don't know which Jack it is. I suspect it's the rear left, but I'm not sure. It was full of dirt and stuff, and I'm wondering if when it tried to go up in that it because of how much dirt and stuff, it had just accumulated so much. So I cleaned rock and stuff out. I've washed my hands a couple of times, but it was like nasty. But we'll see if maybe that's all it is that the jack is getting stuff around down on the bottom, and so when it's coming up into its little cylinder, it's hitting the dirt that's around, you know, there's like a plate that hits the ground and makes a larger surface area, a metal plate, and that was filling up with dirt and gravel. And so when it raises up and goes inside of its little tube, if that little tube is making contact with the dirt and stuff in the little bowl, then it's not going to be able to go up all the way. And then as it's gotten more and more tight and not making that connection, I think with the is why. We'll see what happens. I had to play with it to get it to go down and then back up, and I don't know why that was. I think it was just giving it a weird reading, maybe, I don't know. So I manually put them down, manually put them up, manually put them down. I went out and I cleaned off the rear left one, and the rest of them seemed fine. So, and they all kind of moved, but that rear left one was the one. Anyways, I've talked 2 minutes about this one issue. We are getting on the road late today. It's 3:45 Pacific time, 4:45 Mountain time. We just have to drive 2 hours today. I wonder if I can manage that. I'm driving 2 hours today.
You know, sometimes this life can get rough. You get knocked down, but you gotta get up. Keep going. I'd have been knocked down 1,000 times, yeah, I traveled around 1,000 miles, feeling so tired, but you know I can't stop now. Came way too far, won't throw in the towel. It ain't looking real good, but I won't give up. Pac said that I gotta keep my head up, so I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear. You can kick me round, but I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going in rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. In the fire now, but I won't be burned. I was waiting for this, and now it's my turn. Sweat on my face, blood in my eyes. Been underground, now I aim for the skies. Don't quit now, you can last longer. All these wounds only making you stronger. Don't give up now, yeah, you gotta climb. But we give it your all until the end, until the end of time.
We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. We ain't going nowhere. We'll be standing right here until the end of time. Till the end of time. Until the end of time. Till the end of time.
Yeah. Been through a whole lot, but we overcome. Enemies in our face, but we ain't gon' run. Never drift off course, always stay on mission. Won't slow us down, cause we way too driven. Yeah, we put in these 10,000.
Look how dirty it got. Coming back on the mountain. Even the steps are dirty. So I didn't film this. This will be the end of the video, but and I didn't. So when I was driving the 11 miles on gravel road or along Oro Grande Creek, I was trying to avoid some potholes. So I had moved to the very right of the road, and the side of the road gave way, and the entire motorhome slid towards the ditch. The ditch wasn't real deep in terms of like, I probably wouldn't be able to get out of it if I had stopped with my tires in the ditch. It was steep enough though that I was concerned that it would drag bottom, because the right tires were way down, and I was going really slow, only like 10, 15 miles an hour, but I had enough momentum to kind of try to steer the motorhome. It took probably 30, 40 feet before the motorhome climbed out of the ditch. And I parked on the side of the road, and I looked at the road. The road looked all scratched up, like it had drug, but it could have also just been rocks being thrown around, because the motorhome was swaying side to side a lot. As I was trying to make attempts to get back up, the whole motorhome was like squirreling around, and the whole thing was tilted to the side. I was worried about flipping, especially because I'm trying to go back up, you know, to the left, which the motorhome's already leaning to the side, and so you know, it just felt unnatural, I guess. But this is called like the Pink House something or other, BLM land. It's like $18 to stay here. I was able to just pull in and get a spot. It's kind of first come first serve. The place I stayed on the way up, they already closed. You have to call them or make a reservation ahead of time, and I don't think they're set up to do like last minute reservations per se, is the sense I got. So I just came here, BLM. But yeah, that motorhome incident with the, you know, failing of the edge. It had been raining a lot, and I don't know how I let it happen. It really destroyed my confidence. I always try to make sure that I'm 100% when I drive, and the fact that that still happened, well, I thought I was, you know, I thought I was aware and cognizant. I felt confident, and that still happened. It's crazy. And then on the drive home through the Grangemont Road, there were 2 dead deer and then a bunch of live deer all around the road, and so I had to drive pretty slow. It was in the evening, and it had been raining off and on for days, and so it seems like when it rains a lot, any break they get in the weather, they start to move. So so they're more prolific like after a rainstorm or something. But it had been raining for a while, so that motorhome incident was scary. So I guess I can't do that anymore.